Okay, just for fun. Now it's just you and me, not for the camera. If you would like to keep this conversation alive just for me and you, not for Trevor, that I will still talk about before we go our separate ways for tasks, whatever they may be for you, whatever they are for me. I have no idea. Don't want to get into details on that, but would like to get into details with anything you want to say about the conversation you witnessed me and Trevor have. That's all. And then if not, just tell me that's it and we'll go.
Just that, yeah, it's just right there. It's amazing, And what I think came to me is as I was listening to Trevor, and I know like this is, it's for corporations, but that could venture out after, right? Is that I just got present to like Vadim and Liz, right? How their life changed. And like Scotty's all corporation, like he can go in there and do his master thing, right? And what I got is I think my soul, really like I think misses that connection part. Like that's why I was just so happy, with Vadim and Liz, because every day I was like, felt like I was making a difference, right? And it wasn't hard in the sense because we had the right people to do it. Who people The two people who appreciated the most got the results, right? Because they saw the value. Yes, it was freely given as a 12-12, but they really saw the value in it. That's why they kept all their word, they kept their promises, and they worked the program, right? They didn't treat it as something that was free. And why I'm sharing that is like, I'm not saying tomorrow or next week, but this is what came to me while I was listening for. I almost wanted to cry because I saw like just going back to being, I keep on using this word, the counselor. And all I did with Vadim and Liz, like, yes, they had sessions with you where couldn't have been done without you, but like I said, like with Vadim, I did a lot of listening and he found his own answers, and that was easy with him. When we talk about integrity choices, my alignment is I don't want to be the bull. I don't want to be because for me I don't know, it just feels icky. And I think I'm just and yes, I'll do it if I feel it's gonna make a difference. Like for John, having all those withhold conversations. And yes, they needed to be done. I agree. I had to find empowering context. I made the difference, and I'm glad I listened to you and did it. Yes, that's the program, but that was customized for John, right? Because that was his thing. He had a trouble communicating his withhold, so we had to make the second part about that, right? But that was really difficult and hard. And I know I'm kind of going, but this is integrity choices. When you talk about integrity choices, I'm going back to like 2 years ago, how much I enjoyed it. Like these people came, I would wake up at 6 a.m. and yes, I'm gonna be tired, but I looked forward to Vadim coming. I looked forward to Liz coming. I looked forward to Michelle coming. There wasn't that nervousness in me. And I wasn't planning a lot. I wasn't preparing for hours. I would wake up. Sometimes I'd wake up like they would come at 6:30. I wake up at 6 o'clock, and I would make my coffee peacefully. I would sit on that couch in the living room. I'd look out the window, and they would buzz. Oh, they're here, and it just was. I mean, it was in a different energy, but it was
Well,
just
no,
so
it's because
different.
no, it's not, it's because unlike John, who's in a different situation, they knew the value of this. They appreciated and respected you so much, and they were just so coachable, and the program was just an absolute perfect match for what they needed right then. It wasn't a perfect match for John. So,
Mm,
John did mention that, yeah, he really believes that he could really now know how to describe this thing. And maybe he's right. Because what I'm
mm,
seeing here is he's going to watch the video that we just did, that is the offer, right? But now you're saying something that I'm going to pull out right now that is a different offer. It's the 1111 integrity choices paid offer. Maybe this is 5 grand or whatever. Don't worry about the money. But here's what I want to say is that it is different, right? what we're going to do is Johnny's going to submit something Sunday night. Guess what it is? It's the 11/11 free turnaround session that you're making available because of your by 11/11 agreement. That's what that offer is supposed to be. And it's supposed to
Mhm.
sell really hard the value of what's going to happen in this session with me. And you made it available. Perfect that we're also having him write the $20,000 corporate version. So it's like he's doing that as well. So that when you say to people, this is worth 20 grand, oh, yeah, prove it. Okay, go look at this site of Scott Gallagher's with the story of the offer that he's putting out right now for Trevor. Right? You see what I mean? They both complement each other now.
Mm.
Right?
So
So now,
so
so what I'm
yeah.
hearing you say, now we're telling John a different message here. There's another offer that's going to happen, John. Follow me instead of getting irritated. Just follow me. Whatever John writes, we're going to edit it and do what we have to do to cause turnaround sessions with me. Got it? After those turnaround sessions, every single one of those persons is going to be made aware by me. I'll tell them, look, I, we've got a paid program, right? And it's Sameena's program that is like was custom created by me from my corporate. It's a long story, but would you be interested in the possibility of getting my signature program? At an individual one that's actually Sameena's version, and they'll say yes or no. They say yes. Okay, I will let Sabina know because she brought you in. You're her contact. That's it. I don't profit from this. This is, just so you know, and I would love to do this. I'd love to take you on, even though I don't profit. And that's why the fee is so drastically reduced. And I'll tell Sabina this and have her send you off a link that'll take you through our integrity choices funnel that is just for Samina's people that respond to this turnaround offer. Got it? Now, tell me everything you want to tell me of the ideal type of person, then what you want to provide and what that offer is. John already knows the offer. He's been through it twice. Okay. But what else can we tell John? Because now that'll be the thing we ask him to do 3 weeks from today, right? 3 weeks from today, this is the video that he's going to get. Okay, now you started on the Scott offer. We've done the 11/11 offer with the turnaround. We got some appointments happening. It's 3 weeks later. John, now write this masterpiece that you wrote for Scott and Trevor, that Integrity Choices program that's 20 grand or more and works like that 3 weeks from today. Now you're telling John, okay, John, now that we've had people come in on these turnaround sessions because the campaign worked, right? Now I want you to put together my 10 grand, my 10 grand. It's got to be at least 7 grand, according to this Bastion guy who just showed up my feed now, at least 7,000, right? So that's how about we do 7,000, whatever you want, Samina, right? You tell me, you tell John, even though you're not in the vortex now, Samina, don't matter. This is the thing you love the most. You've been doing it for 2 years. Just talk even out of the vortex. And so we're going to give John something. John, what you're hearing now is the woman just coming out of real hard worry relapse that she had for 6 days straight. She is in a terrible place, not in the position to really trust anything she has to say, John, but still, I'm going to get something out of her because there's going to be gold. And I know it. Something she says, everything she says. Just talk to me, Samina, for 3 weeks from now, right? Again, Johnny knows. We started getting turnaround appointments the way we used to do it. We made it work. It's 3 weeks from now. Just write my high end offer. Just write my money offer now. I don't want Johnny working, right? This is how you should be feeling. I don't want Johnny helping me with my free offer to get you free appointments anymore. I can do that with your help, Scott. Let's get John started on the next thing. And so now we got three things that are the totality of our funnel for the paid money. It's all complete now. The free thing as well as the offer, the 7 grand offer for Samina. And guess what? You said it already. You gave me one piece, which is why I'm interrupting. What you said, Samina, is basically truth is I can't do this without you. Like that was so hard working with John. What you said is I never want to work with a John again. Correct? Yes or no? This is marketing.
Yeah.
Right. That's what you told me. That's what you're not hearing. I'm hearing what you're telling me is the offer. So you don't want to work with people like John who don't understand the value, the benefits, and need this thing so much so that they're so coachable, like Liz and Vadim was. Got it? Don't look at this like you just hurt John's feelings. He don't care. And if you care, then shame on you. Do you care? That's your problem. Then you care too much about other people's feelings or whatever the fuck you care about instead of caring about you. Right? We have to communicate to John exactly what you don't want to attract and what you do
Mhm.
want to attract. And what I'm hearing is you're saying, I still need you in my offer for sure, Scott, because there are going to be some sessions like that. And I just never want to have to communicate withholds personally to someone ever again like that because you've never had to do that before. And, you never want to do that again.
Yes.
In other words, people that respect you and put you on a pedestal in terms of their appreciation. Even Vadim, who is already, a millionaire kind of on paper, he has a real business and was $500,000 in debt, was about to go bankrupt and didn't because of you and I doing this thing for him, saved his marriage and his business, is what he says,
Mm.
right? But there was something there that they really appreciated that this wasn't just this thing being offered like, John, I want you to do this program so you can tell me a story of your experience in it. That's the wrong way to do it, right? He
Mm.
couldn't possibly get a better result than he did,
Yeah.
right? So it's not his fault now. So tell me, Samina, tell me about your offer without any help from me now. Please just give me what you got while I listen.
Okay.
Don't ask me questions. I don't want any answers coming from me in this moment. Just talk to yourself while I'm listening and you're looking at me.
Okay, well, again, I can only speak from how I feel with experience. So, yes, I'm going to refer a lot to Vadim and Liz because those were my success stories with integrity choices. That's why I keep on coming. Like their testimonials are really, powerful, right? They have real results. And just what you said. So it's empowering for me to refer to that because
Just
it's
to have
something
your back.
tangible.
I literally want to have your back to say those two testimonies are literally as powerful and impactful for the market you want to tap into as my one testimonial with Trevor is for the market that I want to tap into. I just want to
Yeah.
say that these are equally profound for completely different demographics.
Okay, so here's the thing, and yes, so if I could just, yeah, just kind of talk, even though I may go on a tangent here and say what I don't want it to be, but then that would be more of what I want it to be more where I'm at right now, right? Is yeah, I just became passionate because I go back to that time and I know these two people, and this is part of my offer. Like, I was literally, I mean, maybe you don't use this word in the offer, of course, but I was literally being and it was an integrity choices program where it wasn't just, oh, let me listen to your problems. Okay, let's vent. And then they feel better and they go, no, that's not what I want. I'm not saying that's what I want. But I was being that counselor.
Counselor, you're a counselor. Totally, that's what your role was. You were an amazing counselor. You're right. It was counseling with strategic turnaround sessions, but you always
Yeah.
got felt like nurtured because Sabina was always there. The real connection was Samina was your counselor, and she had access to turning you over to the turnaround guy when she felt it was required next.
Yes.
And there was at least one session a month for 12 weeks.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, it
Said
was
that
for what
because that's the offer. You package the offer that way. One session with Scott a month, three with me, and then and then
yeah,
if we provide more than that because we need it, fine. But at least there's the offer, John. Keep going. I won't interrupt. Sorry. I keep breaking
that's
my
okay.
promise.
It's okay. I like your passion about it. It's really hopeful for me to talk about. I know hopeful is not a vortexy word, but it is where I'm at right now.
It is a vortexy word when you're as depressed as you are. Just don't judge yourself. Just talk to me. You're doing great.
Yeah, I look at like these two people, Vadim and Liz, like every morning, because would see them every morning, Scott, when you weren't here, right? So I know they just walked in. Like you can even observe people's demeanor. Like they walked in with such appreciation and respect. Like they didn't care who was in that seat, me or you. right? They treated me and you equally. But that's not, I'm not, don't want to go much into, oh, look at me. But I'm just kind of, I got to share that because that's the kind of client I want. Like, I don't want it to be hard anymore. I'm tired of, okay, I have to now plan for 3 hours of how am I going to communicate my withholds to someone. I know I can get better at that, but I don't want to have to, because I know I've got Abraham in my, I know with Abraham, there shouldn't be any resistance. Have fun, enjoy what you're doing. And this is just me. I enjoy being the counselor. I enjoy just listening to people. And that's why I loved my job so much. And
I just created an audience out of the vortex, don't even know why, yesterday, and it was an audience of people who liked the word therapy because that was the best one because I was looking to market an ad to counselors, and I shared that download to you yesterday and you haven't seen it yet or heard it. I should say, keep going, keep going. This is so freaking perfect. This is a counseling opportunity going to counselors. Yeah, okay, just go, go, go. Keep going, keep going.
but in this context with integrity choices, yes, I was following a structure or whatever. And it was counseling with an intention, of getting them somewhere. Um, and it just kind of happened. Like I didn't even know at the time, I wasn't even present to, okay, I gotta make a difference with Vadim today. I gotta change his life. Like it just happened because I was just being me, and he loved just talking and being listened to. And yes, sometimes in my mind I would think, am I really, does he really, is he just being too generous or kind or whatever? But when he actually told you what that he really liked that, that was a testament to me because he told you, right? He didn't tell me. So I knew he wasn't people pleasing. That's what changed his life and made a difference because he was finally heard. And all his life he blamed his wife. You know, he blamed everyone for the position he was in, and the bad stuff, like the negative stuff that was going on. And it's in his testimony, anyways. But somehow, and yes, he was doing the Abraham, every day. Yes, all that. But even just doing the Abraham every day, like for me, I'm committed to what 1 week, I'm out of integrity with that. Yes, but I'm going to get back to that. But when you're in that state, and I know Vadim was, of such like hopelessness, even though he was functioning, but he, like you said, he didn't know how to communicate, and Liz came with such hopelessness. You had your first session turn around with her, and depression, like those two people. With Liz, yeah, you can't just go, okay, here's what we're going to go. Here was the plan. Let's look at integrity. Let's communicate your withholds. Like when you're in that state of hopelessness, because I know, and I think that's why I'm just so passionate about this work of just,
Which they both were in. They both were in it. He was about to lose his business, lost the respect of his wife, about to lose the marriage. He was as hopeless as she was.
mm,
Keep
yeah,
going.
they just really want to be heard and understood first without judgment. And ironically, I think and maybe this is like Abraham says, contrast is good. What I'm going through right now, contrast is good, is maybe somehow I'm kind of shown back to this is really what you want. Don't try to be someone who you think you should be because that's going to, hold you, have you perceived as successful. But,
What I'm hearing
it's,
is Samina doesn't want to help people with their marketing. She wants to help people with personal transformation.
yeah.